very happy to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining. It's our pleasure, to be associated with BAF. And thank you for this fantastic platform this year. You guys have always been supporters, but this year you've gone many steps forward and, given us a huge platform now to really make this a huge festival across Bangalore. And hopefully, other cities and other towns will take a leaf out of our book and, have celebrations in apartments all over. Without wasting any more time, Sachin, let's get it going, please.
Okay, great. Thank you, Gopi. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. This quiz that we are going to have, by the way, Gopi, are you going to present, to show the slides together along with it, or, the main slides?
No, you carry on. You first finish your quiz and then I'll take over.
Okay, should I do only one quiz or all?
Only one.
Only one, okay.
Yes.
All right. So we all need to grab our second device, if at all we have available. So we'll just do just to keep ourselves engaged and, motivated in, just to be there. So we'll be doing this quiz. There are only 5 questions that we will be doing all, throughout this time that we have within the next 1 hour. So starting with the first quiz. So for that, if you have another device that you can log into, open your Chrome and then go to menti.com. I'm putting in the chat. It is www.menti.com. And then let me also do it as okay. So once you're there, you will see, please enter the code. You will see that text there, in which you have to put the Menti code for this quiz that we have is 161324338. And then click the submit button. Okay, so if everybody has got that, hope everybody's ready. Because I am presenting, I'm not able to see the the Zoom screen at this time. So I hope everybody has got it. So we are going with our first question. I hope everybody's ready. There is no marking to it. By default, there are some markings which the Menti meter will give us, but there is no first second, so it is just a quiz to get us, keep us engaged. So here goes the first question. No max answers or no points onto it. On your screen, click on whichever is the right one. Hope we have got, everybody was able to answer.
Yes.
Oops. Oh, okay, so everybody gets the point. Good.
Okay, thank you.
We'll come back to the second one later.
Yeah, thank you, Sajjan.
Welcome.
Okay, we're getting the, ball rolling now.
रूठे हुए कोनों में, छिपे से खिलौनों में, भूली हुई यादें बंद पड़ी है ढेर सारी, खुशियों की अलमारी तालों में है बेचारी, खोलो दिलदार होके करो आज तैयारी, बांटते हैं हम जो खुशी मिल जाती है वापस वही
Ashu, over to you.
Yeah. So good evening to all the members of BAF. Let me again thank BAF and all its members for giving us a chance to talk to all of you. My name's Ashu Kalapa. I live in Bangalore, specifically Fraser Town. I've been a volunteer with Daan Utsav since 2011, so last 11 years. Let me tell you a bit about Daan Utsav. So Daan Utsav is India's festival of giving, which is celebrated between October 2nd and October 8th. The beginnings are very interesting. So, some people, who spent a lot of time in the social sector, in the development sector, got together in 2008 and brainstormed and asked themselves, how do we increase giving in India? And then they came up with a lot of ideas. And one of the ideas was, why don't we celebrate giving as a festival in India? As Indians, we all know that we love celebrating festivals. So we said, why not celebrate giving as a festival? And we said, since giving is so important, it shouldn't be one day. Let's celebrate it for a whole week. Therefore, we celebrate Daan Utsav between October 2nd and October 8th. Now, some of you might be aware that when we started this in 2009, this was not called Daan Utsav. This was called the Joy of Giving Week. And even today, when I meet a lot of people, when I go to them and say, please do something, they say, wasn't this called something else earlier? So I say, yes. So it was called the Joy of Giving Week. And sometime, I think 2013 or 2014, we said it needs, we said, Joy of Giving Week is, too much of Angrezi. So we said it needs an Indian name, and we came up with the name of Daan Utsav. So that's the origin of Daan Utsav. So Daan Utsav is not something new. It's been around for a long time. Now, the whole thing about Daan Utsav is the best thing about Daan Utsav, in my opinion, is that you can do whatever you want to do. You can do any act of giving between October 2nd and October 8th. You can support the cause that you're passionate about. You can support the organization that you trust. You can go and visit the garment school next to your building and do something there. So the whole idea of the festival is that you can do whatever you want. That's point number one. Point number two, there's no organization behind Daan Utsav. And it's deliberately so, because while this idea was being conceptualized, we debated whether there needs to be an organization. We said, no, if a festival can't belong to an organization, Diwali doesn't belong to anybody. Holi doesn't belong to anybody. Christmas doesn't belong to anybody. Anybody and everybody can celebrate, these festivals. So Daan Utsav is not promoted by any organization. A band of volunteers, and a lot of times it's different volunteers every year, get together and propagate the festival to housing societies, colleges, schools, companies, individuals, etc. The last point I want to mention, and there are a lot of volunteers after me who will be giving you specific ideas, but like I said, you can do whatever you want. But for a lot of people, when you say you can do whatever you want, it's confusing. So we're also giving you some ideas over the next half an hour, and it's up to you as to what you want to do. But I also want another key concept to be understood before I stop, that giving is not only about giving money, right? It could be giving in kind. It could be giving time. It could be, donating blood. It could be pledging to donate your organs sometime in the future. So it doesn't only have to be about writing a check. Yes, a lot of NGOs would be happy if you write a check, but there are various forms of giving that you can do. With that, I'll stop, and I'm looking forward to a lot of questions at the end of the session so that we can have an interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashu.
In the the last decade, millions of Indians have performed innumerable acts of giving during Daan Utsav. In its 10th year, the festival reached many new locations such as Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Sikkim, Assam, Manipur and Tripura.
The entire week of Daan Utsav, I shall be sharing my favorite outfits from my personal wardrobe with you to support the work of the Corbett Foundation.
Groups of people get together from different walks of life and contribute whatever they can.
A donation counter fed by poor women in Chennai, mostly domestic workers, flower sellers and washer women who are celebrating the joy of giving week.
लखनऊ के लॉ मार्टिनियर गर्ल्स स्कूल में जॉय ऑफ गिविंग वीक का आयोजन किया तो मानो पूरा शहर ही टूट पड़ा।
एक बच्ची भाग के गई, क्लास से एक बिस्किट का पैकेट ले आई कि मैम इस बिस्किट के पैकेट को किसी भी बच्चे के पास पहुंचा देना जिसको ये चाहिए। जो ये था इतना एक तरह से खुशी से, जैसे कि ये महसूस हुआ कि वो बच्चा समझ गया है।
Prakash Padukone and members of his badminton academy took time out to give these little shuttlers some playing tips.
उनका बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए जो ये लोग अपना टाइम निकाल कर हम सब बच्चों को सिखा रहे हैं और हमें भी कुछ बनाना चाहते हैं लोग। मुझे भी बनना है बड़ा होकर, एक प्लेयर बनकर अपने हिंदुस्तान की शान बनना है।
I think the whole concept of philanthropy has been talked about and I think it's very good for the country.
That's the best way to build, to create happy individual, happy family, happy community, ultimately happy humanity.
This Daan Utsav, don't forget to do an act of good. Once you have done so, put this happy dot on your finger and spread happiness.
Sajjan, over to you.
Okay, thank you. So this time, let me repeat once again the details of it. Actually, those who have only one device connected through mobile, they can actually go to the home page and then go to Chrome, open menti.com, and then put in your name and then this code. I'm putting the code once again. I hope you got a hang of it, what it is all about. Okay, this time I'll share my screen so that you're able to see the quiz leaderboard, which is the marks that comes in at the end. Okay. All right. All right. Hope everybody's ready. Here comes question number 2. All the answers are actually correct. It just shows the leaderboard, based on the timing who was able to click first. So good going. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. This is Gopi Venkatraman here. I've been a Daan Utsav volunteer for the last 5 years in Bangalore. And one of my biggest passions, apart from, spreading the word in school, is to spread the word in communities. And I hope that this year we will have a lot of you celebrating Daan Utsav along with us. So here goes. So some ideas here. One would be, very simple idea and a very, very popular idea is having, a collection by residents of rice, dal, sugar, whatever you want for your building staff, and domestic help. And a nice way to kind of distribute this is to, have residents cook up some nice, food. It could be breakfast, idli, sambar, or maybe a cup of coffee, sandwiches, chaat, and, invite all your staff there and then, give out the grains to them over there. Another one, very lovely idea is to help residents enroll building and domestic staff in so many, schemes that are available by government, which they don't know about. So this is a good thing to do as well. And you can also organize a camp with Street Jagruti Samiti for domestic workers. We have Geeta Menon who will be talking about this a bit later. So I'll just go on to the next one. Yeah, gift your children's, clothes, books, toys, stationery. Our kids outgrow a lot of stuff very quickly. So please, gift it to, another needy child through Go Weedle. Snehal from Go Weedle will be speaking about this a bit later. I'll move on to the next one. A wonderful, initiative by I Am Here and Guidestar India and Giving Tuesday India is the India Generosity Run. You can, pledge your morning walk, your exercise, your jumping, skipping, skating, even if you're on a wheelchair, whatever, you can kind of still move any day of the Daan Utsav week and, dedicate that to the nation. Naren will be speaking about that in a bit. And here, lovely idea, getting children from your community to collect funds to, provide books to a child in a government school or to an NGO. Malati will be speaking about that. So I'll just stop right there. Okay, we will be sharing this PPT with you and our contact information. So please get in touch. If there are many ideas, but this is just a handful, as Ashu said, just to show you the way. But of course, it's your blueprint. Do what you want with it.
So in 2018 is when we first came across Daan Utsav as an idea. And I think the two of us sort of, the first year's volunteers who took it upon ourselves to see how we could plan and sort of drive this in our apartment. The first year, I think we were very hands-on, but now there's so many volunteers who pick up and then they organize among themselves and do these initiatives. I'm very excited to be part of it too. Some of them have been rituals now, so you have Fistful of Joy, which runs every year. We make some food for our for the staff who support and help us. It could be sandwiches, chaat, etc. We try making it together. That brings the fun element and the community element too. We did a skit around Gandhiji for the 150th. So children participated, and there was a lot of, I think, learning for them. Right. We did a wealth from waste. So we brought in some sustainability angle. We also had a blog run that also was about conserving our area. Zumba as a fundraiser, musical night. Yes. So we had a band from within our own apartment complex who came, put together a show for everybody here, and we collected some money and we gave it for a cause here. With the children from the building, we visited an orphanage and spent a day there. We do the clothes collection drive for toys, clothes and toys, yes. And over the last 5 years, this has become something where people like to do certain things and they initiate it. So that's been great. I think it's full of joy. Then giving your sports stuff. So it could be say sneakers or skating shoes, badminton rackets, etc. to support underprivileged children. And this is something which was ideated by a group of teenagers, and then they took the initiative, and then they continue to run it. So that was something which was very organic, and it was good to see them do that. Maybe this has triggered a lot of giving within the apartment at different times of the year also. But I think we are looking forward to this Daan Utsav, and every year I think we come together as a community to do various things. So we are already listing down new ideas for this year.
Over to you, Snehal.
Thank you, Gopi, and thanks a lot to the whole of BAF team and the Daan Utsav team for making Weedle a part of this wonderful event. Very quickly about Weedle, myself, Snehal, and my co-founder, Harshada, we are two Bangalore moms, and we have our children. I have two sons, she has one, and we've seen that as parents, we go through a lot of stuff for our children, which is non-essential, and children outgrow it very fast. Now, children's products are typically low-use items. They usually lose interest in a toy on an average 30 to 35 days. And because we are emotionally attached for the purchases, or the children are emotionally attached, it is not easy to throw it away, which means parents are usually hoarding that stuff, or we hoard it long enough such that it loses value and then ends up as general waste. So in Bangalore, we have e-waste collection and wet waste and dry waste, but there's no category specifically for toys. And more often than not, they end up in landfills, when toys in perfectly good condition can actually last 2 or 3 life cycles and continue giving joy. So with that in mind, we came up with a platform called Weedle, which is an online marketplace for parents to buy, sell, or give their children's pre-loved products, which they no longer need or use. So this is an appeal to all BF apartments and parents that do buy second-hand products for your children. We offer verified, sanitized, quality second-hand products, and second-hand is not second best. It is very good for the planet. Do sell your children's pre-loved products instead of hoarding them, because there are a lot of aspiring parents who can benefit and fulfill their own wish list for their children. And last and definitely not the least, do give your children's pre-loved products, because they can continue giving joy to so many. It is super easy to do that. BF and Daan Utsav has provided us with a platform where we can encourage, we appeal to all apartment dwellers of BF that what you give actually goes off to NGOs. We select and sort toys, we resell, the proceeds go towards charity, the collections go towards charity, and what can't be given or sold is actually very responsibly recycled. So please, Daan Utsav is a trigger to start making these donations. And thank you once again to BF and Daan Utsav for giving us this opportunity. Back to you, Gopi. Thank you.
Thank you, Snehal.
Sandwich.
Sandwich लो.
Sandwich. सब लंच
सैंडविच
आज घर का खाना खाइए
कुछ भी दो दिल से दो दान उत्सव 2 से 8 अक्टूबर तो इस बार आप भी कुछ दीजिए
Yeah, Sajjan, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Gopi. So if anybody has joined in between, once again, for their information, we are doing a quiz. And for that, you need to go to menti.com. I'm putting the information in the chat once again. And you need to enter this code to participate. All right. Let me share quickly. Hope you're able to see the screen. Let's go for, I mean, again, once again, there is no right and wrong answer. Everybody gets the same point, okay? All right, so question number 3 goes here. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay. So just for fun, Tulsiram is still leading. Great. All right. So that's the end of question 3. We'll come back again on the phone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sajjan. We carry on.
Some lunch.
Yeah, over to you, Naren.
Hey, thanks, Gopi. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Naren from I'm Here, going to talk to you about something exciting called the India Generosity Run, which is originally conceived by this global organization called Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday India is an India entity, and then there is somebody called GuideStar India. There is I'm Here, and of course, Daan. So more about that in due course. But the idea was to see if we can conceive something very simple that everybody across the country, even across the world, can participate. And we took inspiration from Gandhiji, who walked 79,000 kilometers as a single person for our freedom struggle. So we said, as countrymen, can we all collectively run, walk, do whatever we can beyond that 79,000 kilometers to show solidarity with the people that we care about. And Giving Tuesday India, Giving Tuesday is a global generosity movement, today celebrated in 80 plus countries, almost an equivalent of Daan Utsav that's there in India. GuideStar is an organization that accredits, validates, and verifies NGOs, and they kind of lead this for India. And I Am Here is a location-based community platform bringing together people, businesses, and NGOs for hobby, business, and social causes. Now, what is IGR, the India Generosity Run? You can run, walk, cycle, do dandiya, doesn't matter. Your movement counts, but giving is what we care about. You just have to get onto the India Generosity Run registration portal, say what you want to do and what's the distance you want to cover, and what is the cause or charity that you want to donate, how much, and then you are taken into the Giving Tuesday India community, where during the week of Daan Utsav, between October 2 to October 8, you log your run. You can post selfies, you can post a screenshot from your Strava app, Google Maps app, doesn't matter. We will just take that in the best spirit. Last edition, 2020, around 5,000 people participated. They exceeded the 79,000 kilometers that we gave ourselves as a target. This year, we want to kind of double it. We want to target 10,000 runners crossing about lakh and a half kilometers, right? And as I said, this kilometers could be a run near your park, with your society, on your treadmill. Maybe your children can do skipping, skating, cycling, everything counts. The next slide kind of captures some of the ideas that we could think of, but feel free to innovate here. As I said, giving is more important, not the activity itself. So you can run with families. You can do competition between your blocks, A block versus B block versus C block. You can organize a sports day for your children. You can organize Dandiya night for your families, maybe a senior citizen run. You can even invite your society staff, your security and your operations staff, invite their family to be part of the run. Maybe you can go and visit NGOs nearby, right, and ask them to come run with you. All of that is possible. And there's a link that you will get at the end of it. These are some of the NGOs that are supporting us today in this. Now there are going to be multiple NGOs. We are targeting about 100 plus NGOs who will benefit from this. So you can feel safe that your charity, your contribution is reaching the right hands. As I said, these are all verified and validated by GuideStar India. That's the link. You'd already got it on chat, bit.ly/I am here IGR. When you go there, there's a registration fee that you can opt in. There is additional donation that you can choose, and you can also launch your own fundraise campaigns. So let's say I'm Naren, I want to participate in this. I can go and say, hey, give me a fundraise link. And then I'll get a fundraise link, and I can now go and send it to my friends, family, and network and raise money for the good cause that I'm being part of. Right, so that's India Generosity Run for you. Feel free to innovate. Your participation counts. Just go and register and send it out to your BAF members. Thank you.
Thank you, Naren.
Hello, hi, we're from Epitome Ground, and we've been celebrating Daan Utsav since 2018, year after year. And we start our day with the wonderful breakfast for our housekeeping staff, security, anybody who's working with us in the community. We believe that donations start from home, so that's how we start with the internal staff. With a lot of activities like, apart from the breakfast, we also collect groceries like tea, sugar, rice, all those things are collected and we distribute them all our staff, our working staff. And apart from that, even blankets and utensils, books, all of the household items are also donated, and it's all in good condition and they are not good. See, first we started with just 3-4 people voluntarily collecting everything, but now volunteers are increasing every year, and also residents who want to donate are increasing every year. So it became a part of the ground, one of the events, and to an extent where.
Sorry, over to you, Malati.
Yeah, thank you, Gopi. Hello everyone, I'm Malti from Pratham Books. I would like to thank the Bangalore Apartments Federation and the Daan Utsav team for having us here today. It's a privilege. A quick introduction into Pratham Books. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we are a not-for-profit children's book publisher, and we have distributed over 30 million books and story cards to children. And what are we trying to do here is more than 30 million children in India have never been to any school, right? So how can we reform education for the underprivileged? It's by providing books to these children, right? And we are creating these books in mother tongue languages so that children are able to read these books comfortably and are not forced upon languages that they cannot read. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. How are we doing this? We're doing this through Donate a Book, which is a crowdfunding platform of Pratham Books. Here, a lot of NGOs set up their campaigns here and through crowdfunding, raise money to provide these libraries for children. All right, we have provided more than 350,000 books to children right now, and 1 million children are enjoying these books, and it's wonderful to see how these children smile when they read these books and they're able to actually look at the pictures and understand what exactly the story is being portrayed to them. All right, next slide, please. Yeah, this is what we are offering. This is called a library in a classroom kit by Pratham Books. This is portable. The idea of doing this is so that the books are not locked up in a cupboard. The children can see these books. They can carry them everywhere. They can pick a book, read it, in less than 15-20 minutes time, and they put it back. They're also allowed to take it around. So a lot of community leaders take these library kits around, help children read. We have moving libraries. We've had street libraries done through this cause. We had it over a tree where people have just put it up and children can just pick up a book and read. That's the whole idea of creating this portable library in a classroom kit. This is what we're trying to offer this Daan Utsav. We aim to set up 1,000 libraries, that is provide a little more than 100,000 books. And what we did last year was we provided 100 kids along with Shiksha Trust, who helped us set up this Daan Utsav initiative. And we've received wonderful images to see all these children read across, all across India. More than 70 organizations have received these books and children have been able to read. How can you help us? All the information we provided here, you can donate for a library. We've added the link there. You'll be able to directly go in and make a donation. You can set up a campaign for your community. So this way you create your own individual community campaign of your apartments association, spread it across, and people can make donations towards this cause. You can set up a children giving initiative. This is a mode of teaching children and encourage them of providing, something, a joy of giving to help children read, right? You can do that. You can put up posters in your locality. On the right side, that's a poster. You can scan the code and make a donation to it. Or you can also do door-to-door fundraising. So you can go around, accumulate these funds door-to-door, and I'll be there to help you all, all source it and provide it to one source, and then we'll provide this as books to children. You can also choose a school next to your space, and you're saying you want to see this library in that Anganwadi or that government school next to yours. We are more than happy to help you all achieve this. This is an information that you all can read to understand later what is it that you're providing and the reading levels of our books. And we also have a digital platform called Storyweaver where you can see all our books and read them too. That's it. Happy to help you all with any questions. I'm here. Reach out to me now or a little. You can also call me a little later and I'll be able to help you out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Malati.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Hello, this is Vidya from White House Apartments, Nagar. We have been doing this Joy of Giving program for the last 5 years. 2017 onwards, we started. We have been organizing various programs for our common staff, community staff, as well as we encourage our residents through our message and communication to bring some smile on the faces of their domestic workers and other helpers as well. By taking them out for lunch or movies or just giving them a small gift or so. What we have seen over the years is from a staff point of view, they are very happy and now very engaged with the residents because there are many areas wherein we need cooperation. And earlier, they were not being treated with as much dignity as I think they are being treated today. Thanks to some of these interventions, Joy of Giving being one intervention, and following that, the 2 years of COVID, we have seen a lot of residents reach out to their own domestic workers or to staff or to take them through the difficult situation. So in a sense, I think the Joy of Giving is an intervention to say that what it is that we can do for the underprivileged. At the same time, it is opening up a different level of thought process in the minds of residents who feel that they can do a little bit more than they were earlier even doing, and thinking a little bit more about the people who help them manage their daily routines. That has been the biggest plus point. We have, of course, helped, apart from our own staff and domestic workers, also orphanages nearby, cancer home where we gave Protein-X boxes, and so many such small gestures, or even we have treated one person through a surgery through this contribution. So I think our community has risen itself up and done progressively more every year as soon as they realize that what is a possibility, and that possibility we make the awareness of that possibility is created through a Joy of Giving of now onwards, right? Thank you.
Okay, Sajjan, over to you again.
Okay, thank you, Gopi. Once again, if somebody has joined in late or somebody didn't get a chance to try the menti.com quiz before this, you can try it now. Go to Chrome, put in menti.com and the code along with your name. And then we'll go on to our next, that is the fourth question. Let me share. Okay, hope everybody's ready for the first question. All right, here you go. Okay, great. Tulsi Ram still leading. Great. It's surprising, or it's actually interesting to note that men didn't get any point. Nobody selected men.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, anyway, that's good. Thank you for your participation.
Okay, so over to Geeta. Is Geeta here from Stree Jagriti Samiti? Please tell us more about your organization, Geeta.
Yeah, thank you for this invite, Gopi, and salams to everyone. Stree Jagriti Samiti, of course, is a women's rights organization from 35 years working with women in the unorganized sector. And as an offshoot of that, we, of course, have started concentrating on the personal and political issues of domestic workers. And since domestic workers are the most invisible and hidden form of the workforce that takes place in all our houses, for us, they are not invisible. But it appears to be that for the government and for the rest of society, they are quite an invisible sector, because so far there has been absolutely no legislative framework and there have been no grievance redressal mechanism set up, and they're not even considered as workers. So to move away from this idea of servant and slavery is why we set up the whole issue, and to have respect and dignity in the work that we do and in the contributions that we make to society is just as part of this giving spirit. The domestic workers too are part of this society and provide a support system to all of us. So they are a productive part of the economy, which is very often ignored. And they are looked at as just as honorary workers or people who come and go. So in order to change that mindset, in order to bring about the theme of your respect, my dignity, your decency, my dignity was the theme of our whole organizational work. And it's in order to build up this dignity, build up respect, to create mechanisms for domestic workers and for employers too, to have a equal bridge, to build a dialogue forum, dialogue kind of format that we are working towards. And in fact, Bangalore Apartments Federation too has been very responsive in this fact. And right from the time of the COVID, where most of our senior citizen domestic workers have lost their jobs, as well as many of the domestic workers have lost their livelihoods. So it is with livelihoods, it is with dignity, it is with the education of the children who lost also their education after COVID. And now during the floods also, recent floods in many of the areas, we have had a drastic impact on the lives of the domestic workers, which is sometimes not very often known to the places where they go to work. And just as all of us have at our workplace, we have mechanisms of respect, like the POSH committee, for example. In the similar way, at their workplace, there should be mechanisms for redressal of issues of sexual harassment that take place, of caste discrimination that takes place, and of the various other indignified kind of systems that happen there. So all in all, we are basically, and when you were talking of the Daan Utsav, I was also contradictorily finding it that the Daan Utsav also should be celebrated, because if you have Daan, you also have Daan. But most of our people, of course, have been just the opposite. We don't have Daan, but we have contributed to when the tsunami took place in Chennai. I mean, when Chennai domestic workers were affected. So domestic workers to domestic workers, we have done a lot of bridging in terms of services. Maybe we're not able to give much money, but in terms of support, in terms of, creating a bridge, creating a space whereby people can talk about their problems, especially domestic violence issues, where the personal gets hidden very often. So we're trying to find that kind of a bridge whereby, because government is a distant entity. And we also have been trying to get government facilitation being done for the domestic workers through the worker facilitation centers that we had actually started setting up in some apartments. And there were some apartments that did give us that support. So the worker facilitation center is nothing but just a means of information, accessibility, and grievance redressal of all that is possible within the government framework. So this is how we are, where we are at. And in fact, we run community centers for the children of domestic workers, especially after COVID, at least to see that learning skills are not disrupted, reading skills, learning skills, cultural transformation, that is not disrupted. So this is where we are.
Thank you so much, Geeta. Over to you, Sita, from Geeta to Sita.
Thank you so much, Gopi. So I will just summarize what all of these wonderful speakers have said. So we are just trying to get Daan Utsav into more apartments to get people more aware on how they can celebrate. Like you said, sometimes people don't know what to do. So some ideas that we did put forth during this presentation was, maybe have a collection of food or grains, or make some food for your staff. Residents can come together and give them a treat, to appreciate them. Then residents can, Geeta ma'am said, with Sri Jagruti, we are trying to get domestic staff, aware of government schemes and other things that they are eligible, but they don't know how to enroll or take advantage of. So residents can come together and have a camp, or, and help them to enroll in some schemes. Weedle is another thing that we can collaborate with, and we can, have toys, books, clothes, give to needy children, and I'm sure most apartments will have enough to contribute in this drive. Another thing we could do is, run for a cause, walk for a cause, and like it was rightly put, you can have a sports day event, you can have a senior citizen run, a lot of different things that you can get into this particular thing. So, and also as a community sponsor, we had Pratham, who wants us to donate a book, or we could also help them, monetarily, maybe donate to fund a library in a government school or an Anganwadi. So residents and complexes can pick any of these initiatives, or maybe all of them. That would be great if they do pick all of them and have one day from 2nd to 8th, one day for each of these and many more. And please post whatever you have done on social media, post it on Twitter, post it on Instagram, let people spread the joy, spread that you are doing this, and encourage more people to do it. Maybe if you do post on social media, other people will look at it and say, hey, I can also do this, and maybe they will also join the Daan Utsav. Over to you, Gopi. I think we'll have some FAQ now, and then we'll hand it over to Vishnu for some closing comments.
Gopi, can I just say one word?
Sure, please.
Just one word which I left out, which is very important for this group of people here, is that you don't need to go far. You want to just be with your domestic worker, link up with your domestic worker whom you have in your own houses, and just do a simple thing. Enroll them in the Ambedkar Sahaya Hasta Yojana. As an employer, you can do online registration for your domestic worker. That will go a long way to even establish their identity as workers. And that's what we are trying to do. When we do it in our way, it takes a longer time because we don't have that smart accessibilities and that smartphone technologies. But you as an employer can do it easily from your home itself. Just do an online registration of your domestic worker. That will be a big benefit.
Thank you. Thank you, Geeta. Great idea.
Could you, Geeta, put that link on the chat box?
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions, anyone? Or were we like so perfect that, you understood it all like in a minute? We'd love to, have any questions from any of you.
If anyone has a question, please do raise your hand, or you could also put the question in the chat box.
Yes. Sita, if I can speak, I raised my hand. I hope I raised it.
Sure, Vidya, but your voice is breaking up a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now you're fine.
Let me just check. Is it clear? Yeah. Sorry, I think because of the bandwidth, I'm not able to switch on the video. I may lose the audio as well. So I hope this is okay. So I think it was a very enlightening session, and I was very happy to hear about the joy of giving and the various aspects of it through all the other speakers as to how apartments could, participate. I would like to thank Gopi for thank Gopi for giving the opportunity. And last 5 years, we have really enjoyed doing this Joy of Giving along with quite a few of my other resident colleagues, friends. We really enjoy doing this and coming together. I would also like to, appreciate Malati from Pratham Books, because I have two teenagers almost at the age of adulthood, and they have been growing up on many Pratham books, and in between there was a sort of a gap wherein we could not even get some of these Pratham books. So I'm very happy to know that they are back, and I would like to look at some of the possibilities with Pratham books also, for especially the government school which are there in our ward. And I'm also looking at from apartment to also look at some of these activities, engaging some ward citizens through the ward committees that we are actively engaging with. And then Ms. Geeta Stri Jagrati, I certainly am looking forward to this Ambedkar Sahaya Hasta Yojana. We are thinking something more life-changing kind of thing to do for many of our domestic workers. We did partner on the COVID compensation program, and I think that's when we realized the various challenges. Some of them don't have their bank account, some of them do not have their phones linked with the Aadhars linked with the bank account, and so on. So there was a whole lot of those issues, which through the COVID compensation program, they also became aware, and also a lot of residents who became aware and came forward to help their domestic workers in opening the bank account and so on. So if one request that I have is, I will certainly look forward to the presentation which is here. And if we need to get in touch with, any of you here in terms of Pratham Books, Weedle, I think, was very clear. Hopefully we get the link and, how to reach out and make those programs. But Pratham Books, if we can know how to reach out. And also Ambedkar Sahaya Hasta Yojana, if there is a sort of, instruction kind of a thing as to how a resident can do that for each of their domestic workers, we can, play it along the same way as COVID compensation, step-by-step guidance to take that forward. I hope that's okay, right? I mean, of course, there will be other aspects of Joy of Giving, which we have been doing as the video that was played. So I don't have any questions on that count, but certainly on Pratham Books and the Stri Jagrati camp or the instructions, this is something I would like to know.
Thanks, Vidya. I'm going to, definitely enroll, the person who works as a house help for me, and I will do the screenshots and I will share them with BAF, and then hopefully, it like a guideline kind of thing. I think Geeta might be a bit tech challenged, so Geeta, I will help you with that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Any other questions from anyone? Otherwise, we hand over to Vishnu for closing remarks and for the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot for a wonderful kickoff for the Daan Utsav. I mean, by the time I call out all the names of the people and speakers, I think we'll need a couple of minutes. So thanks a lot, everyone. I think it's a great start for all of us to, kick off for Bangalore Apartment Federation. So I think it's more important that, all of you came together and we're investing time and energy. So the next steps would be like, how can we, take this bite-sized information to an actually implementable thing to all the apartment residents, and reach out via various mediums like maybe social media or word of mouth and many other things. I think that's something that we kick off from now to October 2nd, and to make it a grand success going forward. So thanks a lot, everyone. It's a wonderful program, and we are finishing also dot on time. Thanks a lot from Bangalore Apartment Federation side. Looking forward.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.